Welcome everybody to Pipebomb Radio NYC. Sponsored by Raz Energy, Steiner Sports, and Super Draft Pro. Here is your host, Ricky, a.k.a. The Prez, Litwinkowicz. What's up, everybody? We are live here Tuesday, May 31st, 2022, as we now showcase once again all of our favorite independent artists from around the globe. Some of those include Clay Soldiers, Silence and Surrender, Robots and Gods, Boy Blue, and more. But we do have the members of Pressure hanging out with us for the first hour of the show. Welcome everybody to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi.
We always need the extra phone effects in the show. Before we go on with the lovely entertainment and chat with Pressure, we do have a minuscule little pipe bomb to drop. Now, we did our first independent artist show December 30th, 2020. A 4-hour non-stop extravaganza, again, independent artists from around the globe. On today's show, we will have the OGs, the originals that have stuck around since that independent show 18 months ago. Exact to the date, 18 months. And I will say that I just keep getting, I get submissions in the mail, in the email, messenger, you name it, I get the submissions everywhere. My issue is, unlike the OGs, I'm tired of one and dones. Okay? Or the ones that submit the song, don't even show up, don't say that they listen to it, don't promote it, no nothing. You know, I got that over this entire weekend, and it would not be a prototypical pipe bomb show if you don't drop the epic pipe bomb. So I'm just saying to this now, any independent artist that gets featured on the show, and that's about 10 of them on today's show, those will always be the ones that will be getting promoted, put to the forefront, put in regular song rotation, put on the radio station in regular rotation. Everything that they've sent us gets played on this show. I'm blowing off a little steam because I got messages of people saying, "Why don't you play our material?" If you're not here, if you're not like the 4 people who are up late on a Tuesday night across the water, overseas, to spend time with us, I want to know nothing. That's the way we go. Okay, now to the fun. I got the seriousness out of the way. I can have some fun now. Simon has been on the show 3 times. Olof has been on the show twice. We now have to say hello to Olli and Emil. Welcome to Pipebomb Radio NYC.
Thank you.
Oh, we lost Emil again. Okay, we'll get him back on.
Here's
Hey.
We have to get you a better antenna.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening here.
It's all right, Emil. Well, I can now officially welcome you to Pipebomb Radio NYC.
Much applied.
So, this is an amazing thing to have you guys all on. First off, we also have our co-hosts. It's Alex the Bearman Alcazaz, all the way from Texas.
How's everybody doing?
And Lars, all the way from Sweden, again, another late night appearance on the show.
Welcome, everyone.
All right. I first off would love to congratulate the four of you on this new album.
Thank you.
It is tremendous from start to finish. It is 14 absolute banger tracks. And I have to ask, Olli, how is it to be a part of this very unique, exciting, and exploding album?
It's complicated. Well, I'll tell you. It was just my first very serious work as an artist. So it means a lot to me. This album is a start for me. And that is a very good start, I think.
And guys, how was it to have Olli as the new addition for the album?
Well, should you start, Simon, or yeah, you can start.
You all
See
have something to say about
if
that?
there is anything left for us to say.
You always pick me, and you expect me to say a lot of things here. So I'll just say that, well, business as usual.
All right, then I keep on. Yeah, for me, it was not business as usual at all, but not in a bad way. In a different way, because before we had Olli on the team, we knew how to do everything, and then Olli came along, and then we have to kind of redo everything how we do it in a little way, because there is one more voice, and there is to get everybody included, and to get everybody to be able to say and think and do what they want. It's always when you get a new person, it's always new things happening, and I think it's really great. I'm really happy that Olli is with us. But with that said, of course, it got a little bit, like Olli said, a little bit more complicated in the beginning, but not now. Now we've done 14 tracks, and I think when we were on the 13th track, then we kind of knew how to work.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the thing is that Olof don't dare to say here is that Olli came into the band, and we thought that, oh, this girl is going to be someone that we can use as a singer, and that we can tell what to do. But then she came into the band and started to run everything. And we don't dare to say no to her, because she is very scary. So,
Thank you.
It's much more like Olli decides everything.
Great, Simon. Thank you.
Yeah, I said you're scary. Don't hurt me.
Well, I will say, I do show up for the video premieres, and I obviously have heard this album, and I know that I probably would maybe run away from you, Olli, if you gave me like the evil eye. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, because even seeing it in the videos, like everybody, the one thing that I really kind of key on is like everybody brings a presence, and it's its own unique way that everybody's presences are like featured in the tracks. So again, like I could probably understand, she's probably a sweetheart, heart of gold, but she probably could rip somebody's head off with her teeth.
Yes.
Don't tell them my secret.
No. I won't tell them.
Lars, Lars keeps popping in and out. Alex, do you have any questions? We have to try to figure out what's going on with Lars's internet.
Well, first I'd like to let y'all know that I've listened to y'all's music on Spotify. I've even asked Ricky to send me, because just in case like Spotify doesn't have everything, like I always ask Ricky, because I'm a huge fan of y'all's music. I actually listen to y'all as a stress reliever because y'all are just so unique. I just want y'all to know that. So I'm very grateful for y'all's amazing work. So I mean, so I have to ask, like, when this whole when the world, this whole thing, I'm not supposed to say, but I think y'all know what I'm saying. When the whole thing went down because of this virus, it must have affected y'all like heavily.
Yes, it really did. The thing is that the virus hit us when we released our first album. It was precisely at the release of it. So we had a lot of shows booked, but it was all cancelled, and so we couldn't tour that album at all. And we, but then we thought that we cannot lay low. So instead of just quitting or just doing small things, we started to collect news stories and to collect and train, rehearse and practice and do stage rehearsals and do a lot of sound, a lot of writing, a lot of the background things that you don't have time to when you are a touring band. So we practiced that a lot, and then when we started writing the story for the second album, we found out that the main theme of that album, the concept was relations, and that's when we really found out that we cannot do this album with just one voice. We need a female voice to tell this story, and that's the background why we started looking for a female singer.
Well, I will say though, the addition does expand the imagination out a lot more, in my opinion. I'm not saying that it was kind of dimensional in the beginning, but usually when you get a voice like Olli's and you match it with Olof's, it's like having like the twin towers of energy there. And that's one of the things.
Absolutely.
That's what really intrigued me about the album, because there's not a clash in the vocals. They're very unique. They fit together really, really well. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm really glad you picked Olli as a vocalist, because she does give a ton more depth.
Me too.
A ton more depth.
Yep.
It was the world's longest audition.
Yeah, and the weirdest, I think.
Perhaps. But we forced
to sing in so many languages.
Yeah. We forced you to sing in Swedish, even if you don't speak Swedish at all. That's really fun.
Well, maybe between you guys and Lars, you can help me learn the Swedish stuff, because I'm lost. I'm lost.
I always thought it cool to actually listen to music in a different language, because I like to say you don't necessarily have to understand the language to kind of love the music, because you know the tone, the emotions, and everything, the way it goes. That's what you need to really just be into it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is that on the first album, we had several releases of both Swedish versions and English versions of the songs. But the song that actually got the best results was just in Swedish. And it was really good streaming numbers in the US as well. So that's fun to know that the best song, if you look at the stats for Path of a Shadow, it was the Swedish song Ännu mer. And that's one of the songs that does not have an English version. So yeah, I agree with that. It's the style we try to. I mean, that's the main writing process of our band at all. I mean, now when Olli has joined, she has also been an addition to the songwriting. Before, I wrote most of the things, but now Olli actually writes a lot of a lot of lyrics and some melodies and stuff like that, and it's really completing me. The thing is that we always start with the lyric, and then we choose the style and the song style after that, and that's why you can probably take away the lyrics and get the fundamental mood of the song, because the music should fit the idea of the lyric and not the other way around. We never start with a riff. We always start with the lyric, the plain text, and choose the style according to that.
Well, I can
That's
definitely
why y'all are so unique.
exactly the point that I did find that as I listened to the album. Now, obviously, this album that you guys are getting to hear on June 3rd, you will be absolutely blown out of your shoes, your pants, your underwear, whatever. Because this album, again, 14 tracks, top to bottom, it is like riding the ultimate emotional roller coaster for me. Because there's not one same guitar riff sound throughout the entire album. You get all sorts of different emotions, different feelings from the actual music itself. The lyrics do hit home. I will say that. They do hit home. Because again, the vocals are very unique and everything is really produced really well. I'm absolutely enamored about how this album came out.
We love our producer Izzy. She is the best. The thing is that Izzy hates me a bit because most producers, when they produce an album, they like to found the band's unified sound. You know, when you put on an AC/DC song, you instantly hear it's an AC/DC song. But the thing is with Pressure is that I wanted Izzy to produce each song on its own, not listening or finding a unified sound. It was like producing 14 singles, not one album, because as you have heard, the album has everything from a really soft, like 80th power ballad to thrash metal, heavy hitting double kick song, and everything in between. So the producing of it was hard for Izzy, but I think she found it quite fun to do that way, because it's as many things in Pressure, we do it the other way around.
Now, I'm going to start with Emil on this because we had a little bit of the pre-show talk before we went on the air. Emil, give us a little bit of a insight. I know you guys did it on the Pressure Facebook page. Give us a little bit of insight on how it was for filming some of the videos for this album.
I guess you're thinking about me and Simon taking our shots for Barb Wire.
Yes.
Okay, so the thing was that we were a little bit late, first off, so we took my car and we drove down to a place here in Stockholm near a restaurant called Grodan, which is the frog, by the way. And Simon was about to start, and it was really, really, really freezing outside. And
Yes.
I was filming this, and when the song was almost complete, this gang of people comes and just walks by me. So, sorry, Simon, you have to do it and again. But let's go into the car and warm our fingers first. So we really had hell there, but the cold one, obviously. It's things you don't see when you see the movie, but we really, really had a hard time. So that's, it's more details back in the back there. I don't know, Simon. Was it the toughest actually to play or to actually take the shots? We were not totally. It was not totally obvious which one was worst actually, because when you're playing, it's hard when it's cold. But it's still you move your fingers, but when you're filming, you can't move your fingers.
Yeah, but the thing is that I have so thick strings, and they were really cold. It was like freezing degrees out. It was, oh yeah.
Yeah.
But guys, that ain't the first time we freeze our ass off. I
No.
remember.
Oh yeah.
I don't think you think of the same thing as I do. Emil once told us, "Oh, I know a really good place. We can take some pictures in the forest. There is a pretty good brick wall with graffiti on." And we drove there, and they said, "I think we could park here." And I think the forest is that way, and it wasn't. So we went to another way, and then we went into the forest, and it was completely dark outside, totally black. You couldn't see anything. And I think we walked around for 45 minutes or something before Emil found the place. I think it's this way. No, all right, it's not this way. And walking in the forest, it is pitch black. You see nothing. We had our cell phones, and we put the light on, and it was freezing. So when we got back, it's
yeah. So, and I had to carry a guitar without the case. I actually felt sorry for that guitar as well.
Oh, you know what? Now I feel bad for the guitar too.
Now, cool place.
Yeah, it was a good place.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we were going to shift this. Olli, did you have any issues of doing any of the video recording?
No.
Did you freeze like the guys did?
No, I'm hot inside.
Oh. All right, don't touch Olli. You'll get burnt with molten lava. Okay, lesson learned.
Yep. She breathed fire.
Lars, you have any questions now that we finally have probably maintained your internet status again? He might be frozen. Okay. Oh no, he's not frozen.
Yeah.
No.
It's cold.
Oh, yeah,
it's cold in Sweden always.
Oh, it's raining right now, but it's not that cold.
Well,
no.
It's 93 with a real feel of like 102 in here in New York. So anybody who wants to come visit and get a really great suntan, you're more than welcome.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, so I did kind of warn Olli in pre-talk. I really, again, probably am going to be in with the consensus of track 13 on the album, Air of Freedom. And Olli, I'm going to tell you this. The first time I heard the opening of that song, I fell off the chair. It's very unexpected, but it is so really well done that it does catch you off guard. Just kind of give me a little bit of the legwork behind like that whole beginning of Air of Freedom.
And I think it has a really good spot on the album. When you don't expect anything else to surprise you, you have Air of Freedom.
Can you give a little taste of Air of Freedom?
All right. I'm breathing in the air of freedom. I don't smoke, but tonight I really need it. Whiskey vapors are going down my lungs. I won't be the same when the morning comes. How was that?
That was
amazing.
That was what I wanted to hear. Oh, I've got goosies again. Yes. Oh man.
I can tell you a little secret about the intro.
Go
on
ahead.
Era Freedom.
I would love that here. I'd love to hear it.
The thing is that when Olli showed me this, the first part of Era Freedom, the one you hear in the intro, was everything was that was the thing she sent me, and it's almost not exactly, but it's almost in tune with the song. It's not exactly in tune, but it's almost in tune with the song. But it was so good performed, so we choose not to replace that. So that's just the demo, the demo take that is used, because that was so good. So we'll use this one, and then we record everything around it.
So it had its own unique start before the track even got done.
Yep.
Then.
Yes. That when she showed me this, I kind of heard the riffs and the drums and the thing in my head. I think I sent you the first draft of Era Freedom the next day.
Yes.
After you sent me this, Olli, wasn't that I think so. I think this one was a really quick back return from me to you.
Yeah, we just stuck a bit on a solo because I was trying to explain what I want for solo.
Yeah. I think we had like 5 or 6 or 7 different guitar melody takes before we found the one.
Combine the third and the seventh, and then we will get it.
And then the fun thing was that then we combined that, and then I put an harmony on it as well. So it's 2 guitar harmony on it, and and then you were satisfied. You were always hard to satisfy.
And does any of the other guys, does Olof and Emil have any usually the satisfaction issues with the collaboration sometimes?
Always.
Yeah, they have. But the thing is that Olli is in a way nicer to work with, because she can sing anything in any key almost. And Olof, he likes always, when I send drafts to him, he like changed the keys 5 or 7 times.
Yep.
Now I have to ask this. I have a lot of questions because I'm first off, again, thank you for everybody being on. This is the first time we actually have the entire group on, and I think it just makes the interview a little bit more unique. The filming of the videos. Olof, go into a little bit of like what it took to pick like the locations, like a different, just a different like environments to where the videos went.
Yeah, we normally for the last videos we've done, we kind of made a storyboard. What should we do, and what story? How should we tell the story? And then we some of the photos are actually from my home, and I think we have some relatives where we shot some photos for behind closed doors, and then it's a little bit from where I live in Vallentuna. There's a lot of scenery from Vallentuna. And then Olli, you have done the videos from your place, so we have to try to find locations that fit each other.
Emil, any addition to that?
I mean, it's some planning, but sometimes we just have pure luck, I think. It's I think quite many of us have a keen eye for things that we know what looks nice, at least in our own humble opinion. So it's mostly when you see it, oh, that will be awesome. So we can change location while we're filming because we just passed something on the way there. So, but it depends. It's have been the stories have been a little bit different how we filmed different videos actually. So it's sometimes goes very fast and sometimes has been a lot more work.
So in the future, like for this album here, obviously, this is obviously not like the finishing. Obviously, there's obviously more work going out for the next album. The album does drop on June 3rd. I wish I would be here in New York for when it dropped personally, because I do love the fact of being around for you guys when the actual albums drop, and I love the fact that we get advanced release on a lot of the tracks. But like, what's the next album look like? Is there a little bit of an insight on what the next album is?
Me and Olli has actually started on the story collection part of the next album. We are always working towards the future, but it's just like a ball of strings right now. We have a lot of ideas, we have a lot of topics that we want to cover, but we haven't chosen the right topic yet. We have ideas, we have a lot of draft songs. We have, I don't know, guys, do we have like 15 songs or something like that didn't make the album?
Yeah,
I think more.
Yeah, it can be more.
And sorry to interrupt you, Simon, but sometimes to choose the topic, it depends on what stories we find and what stories we have to tell. So sometimes we collect the stories and then we see, okay, what topic could fit the stories.
Exactly. And that's why many of the songs that we have that are in draft mode, they tell a different, they were very, very good songs, but they didn't cover the topics and story of In a Dark Heart We Trust, so they didn't make the cut.
So definitely the sequel to the album.
Yeah, it will be. We are already planning that, and we have a couple of songs that's already done and will be released as singles after this one. That's we can tell you that we have a really interesting fall coming. So that will be nice, and a lot of live shows as well. That will be nice. Yeah, we have missed that. All
right, we're gonna see if we can get Lars in here. Lars, can we get us some audio from you now? I don't know if he can hear me. He just looks very stoic right now. I don't know if he can hear us or not. All right. I am going to play Broken Love to lead you guys out. Once again, I really appreciate you guys giving us the time. I know it is really, really late where Olli is, although she usually talks to me at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, pretty early.
We definitely are a late night crew.
We love that with you.
Any words to kind of let everybody know in Pressure Nation and Pipebomb Radio Nation what they should really expect on the album?
Yeah, I can say something as I always do, and the album is a really deep story connected to every relation and relationship, and not that fairy tale relation. It's the normal relationships when you have like Mr. Bon Jovi said, it's a bed of roses. But our bed of roses is a combination of both beauty and pain. Because if you really would lay down a bed of roses, then you would be really hurt by all the thorns. But that's a really good show for a relationship. And this album demonstrate this. I hope this album will get people through a lot of different kind of relationships, and we want to help with any kind of relationships. And one thing that is really important for us is to address the things that are addressed in the song Behind Closed Doors, that there is a lot of invisible violence going on in behind closed doors. And if you see any signs of that, please help, because those scars that are not visible are probably very, very painful and hard to bear. I know this by myself. I have been very close to people that actually have led to suicidal attempts, and yeah. So if you see signs of domestic violence, that's more, of course, physical, but also mental abuse. That's really important. And I also want to say that if you want to experience pressure, then we have our release party the week after, the 11th of June. It will be live in Stockholm, Sweden. We are going on stage, but it will also be live streamed, so you can join us that Saturday and have a real pressure experience. Trust me, that will be something for you.
Oh, I am definitely showing up for that.
Yep.
I do have a surprise for you guys.
Ooh.
Yes, I obviously don't just have Pipebomb Radio NYC. I do have a metal show called Pipebomb Metallic. Pipebomb Metallic currently is doing a world tour. We feature one country every week in the 10 or 11 week world tour. And I kind of made this decision yesterday. I've already spoke to Lars about it, and he agreed. We are going to be featuring Pressure on the world tour stop of Sweden.
Right. Yes.
So Pressure will be with bands like Amon Amarth, In Flames, Catatonia, Opeth, and a few other more.
Wow.
But in tribute to you guys, I feel you guys are legit up there with a lot of the bands that are going to be on that show. And I am truly honored, once again, to not only have you guys as a band that we play on the show, but friends and family, because outside of all of the production of this stuff, I do speak to everybody pretty much on a regular basis. I'm always trying to, see how everybody's doing, bounce ideas off. So, Pressure, you guys will be featured on that episode.
Woohoo!
Oh, thank you, Lars.
That's great.
We love it.
So I believe that episode will be coming out this weekend on the 4th.
Nice.
So as soon as I have it really ironed out and edited out, I will send you guys the link to it. And you guys will be amongst a lot of the great bands from the country of Sweden. And I couldn't thank you guys enough, to be honest. I really could not thank you guys enough.
We love it.
Oh,
Thank
this-
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we are going to lead Pressure out with one of the brand new tracks off the album, Barb Wire Love. This is Pipebomb Radio NYC with Pressure.
Finding nice, dull in the weird, such a good life, but I want is Pressure, and you're listening to Pipebomb Radio NYC. It is not just a name, it's an attitude.
Pressure, Barb Wire Love here on Pipebomb Radio NYC. Guys, again, thank you so much for being on. I absolutely enjoyed the interview.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Yes,
Bye.
I still have goosebumps. I'm sorry.
Oh, me too.
Oh, goosebumps. Oh. Alrighty. We got to see.
Bye-bye.
Bye. See you guys later. Have a good night.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Keep up good work.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay, now hopefully we can get Lars back in here. Lars is on mute. Lars is on mute. I don't know. Lars, we were trying to get you to ask questions in there. We couldn't figure out why.
No, I mean.
Well, it was a crowded space, so I think sometimes when it's so crowded, maybe the computers just can't. I don't know.
Yeah, it got worse and worse the more people that got in. I mean, now it's okay, but
so
fucking times right today. I was so annoyed just sitting here like, what the fuck? And I tried to jump out and in again, and it got a bit better, and then it started again, and I was like, what the fuck?
Well, the album is going to be out Friday, June 3rd.
What's the name of the album?
You know what? As many times as have I listened to the album, I'm going to be honest with you, like I sit there and I'm like, damn, I can't ever remember the name of the album.
I can't either, and I suspect that not all their work is on Spotify.
Well, no,
this
they do have a lot of it on YouTube. If you do,
and I am subscribed, and I've watched their YouTube videos. I can't even tell you how
the new album. 4 of the tracks are on actual YouTube.
Like, is it like a recent upload?
No, they've been there for a while. They've been what they do is they release like 2 or 3 singles, and then they'll release the EP. And you know what I got to tell you, it's first off, it's very unique. The album is called "In a Dark Heart We Trust."
That's it.
And I have to tell you again, when everybody gets to hear this album on June 3rd, the way I have 6 times in a row, that means I've listened to 14 tracks 6 times in a row. Everybody will have a different vision of what Pressure really is for 14 tracks. Top to bottom, again, kind of the way that I'll say this in my review of the album, it is the supernatural storybook from track 1 to track 14. There are so many highs, lows, ultimate riffs, ultimate drum tracks, vocals galore. There's no clash in vocals, which I'm absolutely really, really great with. Because even some of the great ones, their vocals clash, and it's just like a big car wreck on the middle of an interstate. This album, top to bottom, it's absolutely amazing. And
I bet. I mean, Pressure is just, I don't even know how to describe them. I could have given many ways to describe them, but none of them would simply be enough.
Well, it's definitely not soft, I can tell you that much. Because again, even the ballad is ultra hot. I love it. Again, like at some points when I hear the album, lose track of vocabulary to even describe it.
I mean, I really wonder how they felt when I revealed to them that I utilized their music as a source to keep calm, like as a source to get my smile back when drama, bullshit, and stress overwhelm me. That had to mean a lot to them.
Well,
I saw the reaction on their faces. They're like, "Wow," because they're making a difference.
Ricky, you have to.
They're doing more than making a difference, guys.
What's the matter, Lars?
I was going to say that you have to really tell Olli and Simon and everybody that I really apologize, and I couldn't do nothing about it, but it felt embarrassing just sitting here, and both the vision and the sound went on, off, on, off, on, off, and I couldn't get a vision on.
You know what? The unfortunate thing is again that we're in that digital age. You know, where we're doing everything virtual. I mean, I'll be honest with you. At some point, I think I'm going to make it an issue. I don't know if Alex will come with me or not because it is a really, really long trip. I hate to say it. I love the virtual stuff, but I think to me, as like kind of the head of this whole thing, like with being with all these independent artists, and I want to do this with a lot of them, I would really love to just sit down with them, be in the same room with them, and be able to have not only the chemistry, but the electricity of being in the same room with everybody. Because again, and I don't say this, I really don't say this a lot, and I really think that the listeners of the show should know this. Again, like I said it in the beginning, the bands that we play religiously on our show are family. Regardless of where they are family. You could be in the UK, you're my family. You could be in Sweden, you're my family. You could be in Iceland, Norway, Denmark, Brazil, Canada, Indonesia, Japan, France. Like, if you're going to be a part of our show and consistently be a part of our show, then you are family. And I don't have the frivolous bank account to be traveling everywhere, but to be able to take a trip like that to go and sit down with a band like Clay Soldiers, like Pressure, like Ricardo and Rebecca, or any of the bands that have been, like even Robots and Gods, all 5 guys are in Vancouver. Like, I would take the 5-hour plane trip to Vancouver and be able to sit down with these guys, have a drink.
Me too.
Bullshit.
Me too.
Do a legit freaking interview where we're all sitting in the same room. Like, I would...
Ricky...
I would be up over the moon for that.
Me too. If you were asking, would I be willing to travel with you, Ricky, overseas to, like you just said, hang out with bands, to go on, have tour around, sightsee? You're damn right I would, Ricky, because you, sir, are family, just like you, Lars, just like Bernard. You guys are all family, even Ronan.
Well,
so what if going down to Stockholm in the summer here, that I always do, like visiting my brothers and friends and everything, if I took contact with Simon and Olof or whoever is up for it, and connect with them and be in the same room with them and doing live everything.
I'm gonna make everything in my power. I mean, this is why I'm working so hard to build my shows, to pray every day that all my shows go so globally viral that it's overwhelming, because I want to travel and meet some of the people who have been there for me, like you, Lars, like visit these bands and hang out with Ricky, hang out with you, because you guys have been there for me,
So Stu said that.
But hey, Ricky, on a personal note, this is advice, and my father actually strongly advised on this. Like, if you and I were to probably travel to Europe, I think the best time to do it would not be in the summer, because with all the tourism there, we should go there at a time of the year where there's like nothing going on, because hotels aren't as expensive. You don't even need to reserve anything. You
listen,
just
at this point, at this
Yeah.
point right now, I can honestly tell you, I don't really have any issue with the time of the year going.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is I'm not there for the tourism. I'm not there for all the bright lights, the big city, the whole like enamorous bullshit. I'm there for one thing and one thing only. I'm there to spend time with people. I don't care if I'm sitting by at a campfire in the middle of the fucking backwoods. Then I'm actually there with people. Like, for example, as many times as I've said that I've wanted to go to France, like the Eiffel Tower, To me, it's no big deal.
No,
I'm not putting
exactly.
it down. That's not me. I'm not there to see the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
I'm there to experience culture. I'm there to spend time with people. Get away from New York for however long the plane ride is and however long I'm staying.
Yeah.
Like I told Lars this many times. We don't have to go out to fancy restaurants all the time. We could do a campfire in the backyard with all of that beautiful forest scenery, and you've made my trip already.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have to beg you to go to see the Eiffel Tower. I've been there, done that, but I mean, yeah. Well, you guys know me. I love traveling. I love sightseeing. I like that, and a little bit of it is enough. But I'm sure we could all, we'll have a plan. But yeah, and cheers to you, Ronan, as well. But yeah, I mean, to get away from, get out of Texas, go travel, have fun, meet people, relax, do activities. There's going to be a lot.
I mean, that is the purpose of this. Because again, as much as we virtually talk to everybody, the legitimate, even 5 minutes of being in the room with that same person that you've played their music, that you've talked to countless amounts of times, support-wise, airing times, like anytime there's an issue, like there's not a miscommunication or a loss of communication. I would rather value that 5 minutes.
Hey, tell you what, Ricky, if we're in England, whoever's running Wembley Stadium, we're going to tell them, in the future, you're going to have Ronan have concerts here. That's what's that.
Clay Soldiers and Ronan at the same time. Okay?
Yeah.
Boom.
Pressure to Wembley Stadium.
All right.
Because I would say, believe me, you guys want these artists singing and having concerts in this venue. This is Alex Alcazaz, a.k.a. the Bear of Texas, and you've just listened to Pipebomb Radio New York City, featuring your host, the Master of Mayhem, Ricky Winkowicz. Don't forget your Pipebomb Radio NYC merch at paintrainpipebomb.threadless.com and listen to shows like Wrestling with a Bear and Motley Metal on all listening platforms. Tune in again next time for another episode of Pipebomb Radio NYC.